Hey guys, welcome back to Puffalado, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. We are going out with Ignis and Kororo. I have no idea what's gonna happen, so let's just get started. Though we had no destination in mind, Ignis, Kororo, and I set off on our walk. I held the wiggly, crying Kororo in my arms as we trekked around town. I had a hunch that Kororo wouldn't be able to handle a large crowd for too long, so Ignis and I made an agreement. It felt more sensible to explore openly, stopping only if something caught my eye. If I liked it, I'd buy it. Simple as that. Then we made our way to the road's edge. The slew of passing automobiles caught Kororo's notice, to which he responded with an inquisitive cry. Whoa, Kororo! It's okay to cry now and then, but could you please keep it down?
分かってんのか分かってねえのか。こいつどこまでこっちの言葉を理解してんだろうな。
I wonder the same thing. He's fairly responsive, especially when we're talking, so he must be cognizant. Plus, he quieted down when I asked him. Maybe he possesses some understanding of our thoughts and feelings? Oh yeah, isn't Kororo capable of mimicking human speech? Like a parrot? It's been a while since we've tested him. I wonder what other words he knows besides our names.
そうや、他は聞いたことねえな。俺らが知らねえだけで、大体のやつの名前はもう覚えてんじゃねえの?
Indeed. Let's test him a bit. Kororo wore a curious expression as he curled up my arms. So I asked him to say, Okay, Kororo, repeat after me. Oh, I guess we'll just go down the line. Can we go down the line? Oh, we can have him say anybody's name. Let's say Mazir. Come on, Kororo. Can you say Mazir? So close.
シェとか微妙に発音しづれんだろうな。
Oh, she. Her voice sounds like a cat's meow. It's adorable. Regardless, seeing Kororo put forth effort in learning our names earned her a nice belly rub. I guess that confirms that he's warmed up to all of the regulars now. Now if he could get along with Dromi too.
それは無理じゃねえか。あいつが来店するたびものすげえ威嚇してやがるし。
I don't know. I'm like, I know that there's some people who are like, I hate it when people say this, but I'm kind of one of those people where like if my friend's dog doesn't like somebody, I trust the dog. Like I trust the dog's instinct. Like they probably don't like you for some reason or another, and I don't know. Like it's not like, I don't know. I feel like all of my friends have like pretty well-trained dogs and stuff like that. So if their dog doesn't like you, it's not because like, I mean, it's either because you're fucking messing around or something, or you're just like not a good person. I don't know. Like, I know some people don't agree with that, but I feel like animals have a certain type of like, I don't know. They just have like a sense for that kind of stuff. True. I wonder what it is about Dromi that Kororo can't seem to stand.
あいつのうざさとアホさを本能で感じ取ってんじゃねえの?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
ま、ドローミ一匹嫌ってる程度大したことじゃねえだろ。それで問題を起こすようなやつでもねえし。
Ignis was sure to note, however, how headbutting Dromi didn't count as a problem. Again? It was happening again. Ignis picked up on a scent in the air, halting him in his tracks. Ignis? What's the matter?
いや、匂いがなんつうか。どっちだこれ。車のガスの匂いと混ざって分かりづれえ。
Ignis squinted his eyes, trying hard to make out objects far into the distance beyond the road. Had he found something? Just as Kororo and I look ahead. Oh. As soon as I gasped, I was met with a familiar scene where vehicles soared through the sky and dominated by periphery. My periphery. Townspeople began to flee for safety. Straight ahead of us, the creatures swatted at nearby cars, taking menacing, fearsome steps before food prep? Fearsome steps before food prep? That doesn't make... What? Food prep? I'm so confused. Whoa! Why is there 3? Minotaurs? We're outnumbered!
Ha? Mata ka yo?
They're bipedal. The Minotaurs had us cornered. I mean, sure. They'd likely been waiting for us the whole time. The Minotaur's hooves clopped on the pavement as it charged towards us.
Shi, Kotone, temei wa dekiru dake Kororo o tsurete hanare toke.
Okay, you're sure you'll be okay though, Ignis? Unlike last time, there are more of them than us. You might not be able to do it all on your own.
心配すんな、わかってる。たく、めっとくせえ場所に出てきやがって、あの牛肉ども。とにかく、人間の被害さえなきゃ、道路や建物は林道が何とかすんだろ。
Yeah, Kotone? Call Rindo right now. While Ignis delegated some of the dirty work to Rindo, the Minotaurs were gaining speed as they charged at it. For better or for worse, it had seemed as though the Minotaurs were blind to anyone but Ignis. Ignis clenched his fist, bracing himself. His fist. Not his first. See? How many errors are there? Anyway, he clenched his fist, bracing himself for a retaliatory strike against the Minotaurs. But before the Titans could reach Ignis...
騒がしいですね。せっかくのイベントを邪魔しないでいただきたいのですが。
A white shadow emerged from the video game shop. Yes! A radiant chain of light materialized, which was used to round up and restrain the beasts. Ignis watched it all unfold, letting out a light sigh as he stepped within range of the light. Ignis had, literally, sank his opponents into the asphalt in an instant. The chaos had yet to settle, but as far as I could tell, everyone on our side would emerge from this unscathed. Plus, the chains which strangled them belonged to...
ああ、やはりあなたたちでしたか。
Ew, that chain of light belonged to you. That was your magic.
ええ、以前にもお見せしたものです。あの程度の個体であれば動きを封じることは容易かと。
挨拶と説明は後にしろっての。人間どもに写真撮られる前にその羽とっとと隠しやがれ。
ああ、そうでした。また林道に叱られてしまいます。
He'll scan the area around us for any civilians before tucking away his wings.
二人とも大事ないか。人の多い店内だったのでな。出遅れてしまいすまぬ。
From out of the very same game shop where Eel was browsing emerged Canis as imposing but gentle as ever.
あ、カヌス、てめえもここにいたのか。
なあ、我はいるのを付き添いでな。
Canis responded matter-of-factly, unlike Eel, whose eyes instantly lit up.
今日はこちらのお店でとある乙女ゲームの発売記念抽選会が行われていたのです。
I wish they had those over here, but...
そして見てください。なんとカヌスが引いたくじでポスターが当選したのです。
まあ、そういうわけなのだ。頭数としての付き添いをな。
I stood beside Ignis, whose jaw looked unhinged from exasperation. I, on the other hand, call Rindo. Okay, I updated Rindo.
なんつうか、お前も手慣れてきたよな。
Not that it's much to be proud of.
いる。ひとまずこのアルムムたちの姿を隠せるか。さすがに人目を集めすぎている。我らの存在はごまかせたとしても、アルムムたちへの対処は難しいだろうからな。
了解しました。一時的ですが光の屈折を利用しましょう。
Eel approached the constricted minotaur slowly, readying the spell he prepared. Then,
おや
after peeking into the minotaur's faces, Eel tilted his head.
イグニス、アルムムとやらはこのような濁った瞳をしている魔獣でしたでしょうか。
Both Ignis and I peeked into the eyes of the once still conscious minotaur, although Ignis seemed nonplussed about it. Then, as expected, the beast resorted to grunts. Its eyes began to bulge from its skull, giving me the impression that they could pop out at any second. Yikes! As Kororo trembled in my arms, I couldn't help but follow suit, letting out a little whimper.
こいつは
My intense panic, thankfully, was mitigated by an incoming call I received. I pressed answer with the intention of distracting myself from that wicked gaze. Hello?
連絡ありがとう。そっちに部下を向かせといたよ。ただちょっとね。こっちも手一杯って感じだから、少しばかり到着が遅れるかも。
Rindo's voice quivered with slight worry. Did something happen at the GPM?
GPM っていうよりは、ベスティア側かな。
Ignis reached out his hand towards my phone, meaning he overheard Rindo's remark.
俺が話す。
Sure.
おい、リンド。今のどういう意味だ？俺の地元がどうしたって？
Ignis put the phone to his ear, speaking in an uncharacteristically hushed tone. Rindo, however, seemed unbothered that Ignis had taken the phone to discuss the matter with him himself.
イグニス、ちょっと彼女と一緒に GPM まで来てくれないかな。大事な話があるんだ。
With Kotone? Oh god. What is going on? We left the task of loading in the minotaurs to the... We left the task of loading in the minotaurs to the GPM, Canis and Eel. Not to mention Kororo, who seemed tired. Ignis and I made our way to the headquarters of the GPM. Rather than being escorted by Rindo himself, a gang of agents welcomed us in. We entered the elevator, which took us deep into the underground facility. What is going on? Oh.
やあやあ、ようこそ。GPM もとい、究極の天才たる僕が作り出したホールの前。このフロアに来るのは初めてだろう。さあ、もっともっとじっくり、ねっとりと僕の成果を鑑賞し、褒めたたえてくれたまえ。
As much as you're obnoxious, I appreciate seeing Mikado again. Alive, you know? Mikado continued to wax poetic about his invention. But I need a note preface of his to be completely captivated by the misshapen space, the wormhole. It sat in the middle of the room. This is the GPM's famous wormhole. I vaguely recalled Rindo describing it to me in the past, but seeing it with my own eyes was something else entirely.
一応気をつけて。特にこれ自体は害はないけど、繋がってる先が先だからね。
Rindo cautioned us with a furrowed brow. To my side, Ignis grew impatient.
おい、こっちはこの変人の自画自賛に付き合うために来たんじゃねえぞ。さっさと要件を話しやがれ。つってもまあ、大方そこの牛肉どもの話に決まってんだろうけどな。
Something caught Ignis's attention. It was in the corner of the room. He stared intently at a line of large cages, the inhabitants of which growled at Ignis. Upon closer inspection, they were... What? It was a group of minotaurs. Thick chains restrained them to their cages. Several minotaurs comprised their ranks, both bipedal and quadrupedal alike, trying to free themselves from imprisonment. Why are there so many minotaurs here? I mean, they don't seem like the Minotaurs that attacked us earlier, do they?
まあそこにアルムムがたくさんいるのはそのままの理由なんだけどね。そこにいるアルムムはみんなここ数日でホールから落ちてきた奴らで、それを GPM が捕獲したってわけさ。
てめえらがベスティアで捕まえたわけじゃねえのか。
おや失敬な。アルムムに関してはすでに研究済み。それをむやみやたらに捉えたりはしないよ。だけどね。
Mikado raised his arms, waving his white coat in the air as his voice trailed.
帝明、要求された魔獣のデータを各種揃えておいた。
Clutched in his hand was a thick dossier. Someone whom I assumed to be Mikado's assistant exited from the elevator.
おー、ナイスタイミングだよ、ジョシ君。それをイグニス君に手渡してくれたまえ。それから彼女にも。
The assistant did as instructed, passing the folder to us without a word. Strangely enough, he went off into the corner of the room, observing us silently.
手元の資料を見れば、事の重要さは理解してもらえると思うよ。
I eyed the contents, thrilled by my curiosity as I flipped through the pages. Known Bestian Minotaur locations? One page had a map with several red markings.
おい、まさかこれこの全部からアルメムが出てきたって言うんじゃねえだろうな。
そのまさかだとも。そう書いてあるだろう。
Mikado coolly shrugged, and Rendo picked up where he left off.
幸い今のところは個体としては弱いやつばかりでね。うちの職員でも対応できたけど、君たちが捕獲したような一回りでかいアルムムが現れたらさすがに殉職者が出そうだよ。イグニス、君アルムムたちがどうしてるか調べさせたんだろう。詳しく話を聞けたらと思ってね。
Rendo's request got a tense response from Ignis, who raised his eyebrow.
確かに妙な報告は聞いちゃいるが。
Ignis briefly explained to Rendo what he knew about the case of the vanishing Bestian Minotaurs.
なるほど。時期的にも無関係とは思えないね。
僕としてはもう少し詳しい話を聞きたいところなのだけど。
情報はドローミからだ。話を聞くってんなら一回俺がベスティアに戻ってあいつを引きずってくるか。
Just when Mikado nodded in agreement.
おっと、呼んだっすか？俺ってばナイスタイミングで来ちゃった感じ？
I'm so sus of Dromi right now. How did he know? Dromi? It was Dromi, sporting a winning smile as he emerged from the wormhole.
あれ？なんか勢ぞろい？店主さんまで。じゃっす。時間的には晩はっすか？
Good evening. Dromi came frolicking over to Ignis's side, perhaps sensing that the latter had mentioned him.
これもしかして例のアルムムの件っすか？うわ、俺ってばめっちゃタイミング良くないっすか？
I feel like he's like pretending to be stupid. Like, am I crazy? I don't know. I'm a little sus.
アンシャンテがもし閉まってたらと思ってこっち優先で報告しに来たらドンピシャでみんないるとかラッキーっす。
Mikado turned to face Dromi.
イグニス君と同じく僕らも彼にこの一件の調査をお願いしていたのでね。せっかくだ、一緒に聞くとしようじゃないか。
Ignis and Rendo both nodded in turn, instilling a level of confidence in Dromi I've never seen.
おお、なんか俺頼られてる感じ？任せてくださいっす。
Ugh. Dromi took a moment to organize his thoughts, inhaling deeply before beginning his report.
兄貴に報告した後、俺もアルムムたちがおとなしいのがやっぱどうも気になっちゃって。あの後も 構いろんなとこで聞き込んで行方を調べたんすよね。
Has Dromi always had the cut on his eyebrow there? I never noticed that.
でベスティアの奥も奥、かなりの辺境に向かったっていう証言をつかんで俺も行ってみたんすよ。そしたら
Then, his demeanor changed. We all scooted in closer, noticing his shift in mood. The air in the room became tense. Knowing he had our undivided attention, Dromi revealed what he saw.
なんもわかんなかったっす。
Punch him.
結構苦労したんすけどね。ほんとすっげえ僻地でなんもなくて、いやーめっちゃ暇だったっす。あれどうしたんすか？ここはよく調べてくれたなとか俺が褒められる流れじゃないですか？
Dromi blinked, awaiting a response. Ignis was the first to react as he
ドロミ
はいっす。
死ね。
gave him the iron claw. Ignis did all of us a favor by inflicting his judgment upon Dromi.
特に分かったことはないというのが現状のようだ。
くそ、このアホトラに1ミリでも期待した俺がバカだったぜ。
けど事態はそこまで生ぬるい状況じゃない。何かしらの異変があってもおかしくないはず。
Dromi brought himself back to his feet, responding to Rindo's speculation with a point of his own.
変わったことって言ったら俺がホールに落ちたとかそんなかっこ悪い話しかないっすね。
はあ？
いやーだからホールに俺落ちちゃったんすよ。アルムムとはまた別の他の魔獣に追いかけられてる途中にうっかり。
何をどんくさいことして。って待て。
ちょっと待った。ホールに落ちたって。じゃあなんで君ここにいるの？
Rindo was quick to pick up where Ignis' thought trailed, interjecting with a look of genuine surprise. It took me a few seconds to understand the meaning behind this trepidation. Oh, that's right. If the wormhole is not set in a fixed, secure location, then whoever travels through it can't control where they land.
ああ、彼がこうしてこの場にいること自体奇跡というかおかしいことだ。それに先ほど君はこのベスティアにつながるホールから出てきた。ますますわけがわからないね。
Dromi was speechless, perhaps from still wrapping his head around the concept. He stood in confusion, then...
本当だ！あれ？俺めっちゃ普通に人間界に。
Oh, God, I have a headache just listening to him.
つうかアンシャンテのあるあの町にピンポイントで出たからなんかゲートと感覚間違えてたっつうか。そんで俺やべえもう一回調べなきゃってちょいってここまで来て、そんでさっきまで普通にベスティアにいてで戻ってきたんすけど。
His response was even more confusing. It was unclear if he understood anything. Then something clicked, so I took another glance at the marked map. It dawned on me. Those locations looked familiar. In fact, look, the known locations surround Enchanté. Ignis was aghast as he processed the flood of information confronting him.
ベスティアで行方不明のアルムムが代わりと言わんばかりにあの町にやたら出現してやがる。
Which must mean... Do all of the wormholes in Bestia connect to that town?
じゃあ アルムムたちがガンガン湧いて出てくる理由って、もしかしてそれを知ってて兄貴を狙うために？
ありえるな。俺は人間界じゃベスティアほど派手に暴れられねえし、あいつらにとってはこっちのが有利な環境ってのは疑いようがねえ。
It was hard to accept at first, but after the amount of violent Minotaurs we've encountered went beyond coincidence, it seemed too logical to ignore. The revelation seemed to catch Mikado off guard, as he found solace by cuddling a stuffed animal he kept nearby. Rip. Oh, God.
困ったね、クーちゃん。これはベスティアのホールを詳しく調べる必要があるかな。
それとアルムムたちの行方というか根城もね。このペースで人間界に来られたら対応にも限界があるよ。
ところでジョシュ君、君の視点で何か気になることとかない？
皆無と返答しよう。加えて私の業務はお前の人外研究のサポートであり、ホールの分野については管轄外である。
はあ、せっかく話を振ったのに議論のしがいがないね。
ま、ここにいるうちのも適当にしばいて事情を吐かせるのが一番手っ取り早いんだが。
やっばい目。どう頑張っても会話できそうにないっすけど。
See, I don't know. I feel like Dromi's like trying to force it. Like he's trying to make it so that we just like what? Like Ignis goes and attacks them in Bestia? I don't understand why. But it seems like he's like always taking like he never like gives the other stuff a shot. Like, oh, like he doesn't want us talking to them. He wants us fighting them. Even I could share in Dromi's reluctance to talk to them. The caged minotaurs, much like the minotaur which Eel had subdued, they all possessed vacant, cloudy eyes. They stared fiercely at Ignis, ready to pounce on him at a moment's notice were they not chained. But that, like, doesn't that scream? Are you sure? Like, doesn't that not scream like a fucking brainwashing or something? I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting some weird vibes. Combat instincts? What do you mean insane?
なんつうか、ガキの頃に身内から聞いたことがあってよ。魔獣は激しい戦いで闘争本能を刺激しまくると正気を失って見境なく暴れちまうんだ。
らしいって、兄貴それ。
てめえは黙ってろ、ドロミ。
はいっす。
おお、その件に関しては僕も初耳だな。
Even if that were true, how can so many of them go mad at once?
それもごもっとも。拘束から結構経つけど、全然正気に戻る様子も見せないし。僕の見立てでは何かしら外的要因があると踏んでるんだけどね。
Thank you, Mikado. Thank you. Mikado approached the cages and peeked into the eyes of Minotaurs without flinching at the monsters who dwarfed him in size.
まあ、こんな状態の彼らを返却したところで、またホールからあの町へダイビングするだけだろうし。しばらくはこっちに拘束し、身体データの調査もろもろで、彼らが正気を失っている原因を調べてみよ
う。琴音ちゃんを呼んだのは、この事情を話しておくためなんだ。あの町というか、アンシャンテに住んでる張本人だからね。知らせないわけにもいかなくてね。
I nod affirmatively at Rendo. I had to tell everybody at Enchanté too. But I wonder what's happening to Bestia and the Minotaurs. Ignis was silent.
どうも俺が直接連中の縄張りを訪ねる必要がありそうだな。
But I feel like that's what the mastermind wants. Your stalker wants that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. What if the mastermind like paid off Dromi to do this as well? Like, Ignis has no other friends in Bestia, I feel. Like, so he would have to go in there to check. And then if he's by himself, that's exactly what they want. His statement puzzled me. Huh? Visit their turf, as in going off to search for them?
ああ、いくら雑魚とはいえ、こう続々来られたらうざってえし。ホールは俺にどうこうできねえが、連中を見つけさえすりゃ、おとなしくさせることはできんだろ。
アンシャンテや人間たちに被害がいってからじゃ遅いっすもんね。兄貴ってばやっぱりお人よ。
Ignis's fist connecting with Dromi's head produced a dull thud, the force of which nearly buried his head into his shoulders. But this was typical of them. Rendo didn't bat an eye at the screaming or the cries of agony and continued.
それじゃあ僕らは僕らでこっちのホールから調査班を派遣するよ。とはいえ危険な地帯には行けないから結局は君頼りになっちゃうだろうけど。
てめえらと手を結ぶのは尺だが、ま、人手があるには越したことねえが。
Ignis scratched his head absent-mindedly before turning to face me.
てわけだ、ことね。明日からしばらく俺はアンシャンテを開ける。
And we're gonna stop there. This is not good. I don't know. I just have a feeling that there's like some... Well, obviously, we know that somebody's stalking him. But for what reason? And why are they sending so many cows? Like, I don't understand. Next episode, we're gonna find out if... Well, I mean, not even find out. We're gonna see if Ignis actually goes to their hideout by himself. I hope he brings people. God, bring like Eel or something. I don't know. Just bring somebody.